Redwood National Park, majestic, imposing, ancient trees clawed at the sky. Their shadows hid the mansion. Redwood Mansion, a Victorian behemoth, weathered wood, stained glass windows, a silent sentinel. The mansion stood alone, a gravel path, the only approach. The air hung heavy, silence except for the wind. It whispered through the trees like secrets shared. A young woman arrived, Anya, aspiring writer, seeking inspiration, the mansion her muse. Her car crunched on the gravel, breaking the silence. She stepped out. A shiver ran down her spine, the air suddenly cold. She dragged her suitcase up the steps to the heavy oak door. It creaked open, as if inviting her in. Anya hesitated, then she crossed the threshold into the darkness. Dust motes danced in the weak sunlight, filtering through grimy windows. The air was stale, musty. Anya coughed. She explored the mansion, each room a portrait of decay, cobwebs, tattered furniture, silence. She heard a sound, faint, like whispers coming from the walls. Anya stopped, listened. The sound faded. She shook her head. "Just the wind," she muttered, but her voice wavered. Anya found a library. Bookshelves lined the walls, covered in dust. She pulled out a book, its pages brittle with age, a diary. A woman's elegant script filled its pages. The diary of Eliza Redwood, the mansion's former mistress. Eliza wrote of her loneliness, her husband, a cruel man who locked her away in this mansion, her only solace, her writing. Anya felt a connection to Eliza, a shared passion and a growing unease. Section 5. A ghastly discovery. Anya explored further into the depths of the old, abandoned house. The air was thick with dust and the scent of decay. Her flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper. She felt a chill run down her spine as she ventured deeper into the unknown. Suddenly she stumbled upon a hidden door, almost invisible behind a tattered curtain. With trembling hands she pushed the door open. Behind it she discovered a hidden room concealed behind a bookshelf. The room was small and dimly lit, filled with an unsettling silence. It was a nursery, untouched by time. The nursery was eerie, with a crib in one corner and a rocking horse that seemed to move ever so slightly. The air was thick with an unspoken sorrow, and Anya could almost hear the faint echoes of a child's laughter. As she looked around, her eyes were drawn to a name scrawled on the wall in a childlike handwriting. Thomas. The name sent a shiver down her spine. Anya's mind raced. Who was Thomas? She found an old photograph of a woman holding a baby, presumably Eliza and her child, but there were no records of a child ever living in this house. The nursery was empty, showing no signs of a child's presence. Determined to uncover the truth, Anya continued her search. She found another diary entry written by Eliza. The words were filled with anguish and despair. Eliza was distraught, her heart broken. The diary revealed a dark secret. Eliza's husband had taken Thomas away, hidden him from the world. The reasons were unclear, but the pain in Eliza's words was palpable. She never saw her son again. Anya could feel Eliza's sorrow as if it were her own. The weight of the discovery was overwhelming. She could almost see Eliza, crying in this very room, devastated by the loss of her child. Anya's heart pounded in her chest. The room seemed to close in around her. Suddenly she heard whispers, faint at first, but growing louder. They were angry, filled with a child's laughter that sent chills down her spine. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. The child's laughter echoed through the empty room. Then, abruptly, there was silence. Anya stood frozen, her mind racing with the implications of her discovery. What had happened to Thomas, and why did his spirit seem so restless? Section 6. The Haunting Portrait. Anya stumbled back to the main hall, her heart pounding in her chest. The dimly lit corridors of the mansion seemed to close in on her, each shadow whispering secrets of the past. She could feel the weight of the house's history pressing down on her, making it hard to breathe. As she entered the main hall, her eyes were drawn to a large, imposing portrait above the fireplace. The painting seemed almost alive, its colors vibrant despite the years of dust and neglect. The portrait depicted a woman in a flowing white gown, her eyes piercing and intense. There was something hauntingly familiar about her gaze, something that sent a shiver down Anya's spine. Anya's breath caught in her throat as she recognized the woman in the portrait. It was Eliza Redwood, a name whispered in hushed tones throughout the village. But there was something different about the painting, something unsettling. The eyes of the portrait seemed to follow Anya as she moved, watching her every step. It was as if the painting was alive, its gaze penetrating her very soul. As Anya stood frozen in place, the expression on Eliza's face began to change. The serene, almost regal look was replaced by one of anguish and torment. Eliza's face contorted into a mask of rage and sorrow, her eyes burning with an intensity that seemed to reach out from the canvas. A single tear rolled down Eliza's cheek, glistening in the dim light. It was a tear of pain, of loss, and of a story long forgotten. Suddenly, a cold wind swept through the mansion, extinguishing the lamps and plunging Anya into darkness. The temperature dropped sharply, and she could feel the chill seeping into her bones. The once grand hall was now a place of shadows and fear, and Anya knew she was not alone. The haunting presence of Eliza Redwood lingered, a ghostly reminder of the mansion's tragic past. Section 7. Trapped in terror. Anya was trapped in darkness. The whispers were screams now, a child's cries. They echoed around her. A cold hand brushed her cheek. Anya screamed. She stumbled back into something solid. A figure, tall, imposing. The figure moved. Anya felt a chill. It radiated from the figure like ice. She ran blindly through the darkness. The screams followed her, the laughter. They were everywhere, closing in. Section 8. A desperate escape. Anya finally saw a light, the front door. She scrambled towards it, fumbling with the lock. The cold hand grabbed her again. This time it dug into her arm, its grip like iron. Anya screamed again. She wrenched free, flung the door open, and ran into the night. She didn't stop running, not until she reached her car. She jumped in, slammed the door. The engine roared to life, and Anya fled. Section 9. The Unseen Terror. The night was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves in the cold wind. The mansion stood like a dark sentinel, its windows like hollow eyes staring into the abyss. Anya looked back. The mansion loomed, dark and silent. She could feel its oppressive presence, a weight that pressed down on her chest, making it hard to breathe. The air was thick with the scent of decay and old memories, but Anya knew it wasn't empty. The mansion held secrets, dark and terrible, hidden within its walls. She could almost hear the whispers of the past, echoing through the empty halls, calling out to her. Something was in there, watching, waiting. She could feel its eyes on her, a cold, unblinking gaze that sent shivers down her spine. The shadows seemed to move, shifting and twisting as if alive. She felt a chill and a strange sense of sadness. It was as if the mansion itself was mourning, a silent cry for help that went unanswered. The air was heavy with sorrow, a palpable presence that clung to her like a shroud. For Eliza, and for Thomas. Their faces stared back at her from the old family portrait, eyes filled with a haunting sadness. They had lived here once, their lives intertwined with the mansion's dark history. Anya drove away, leaving the Redwood mansion behind. The road stretched out before her, a dark ribbon cutting through the forest. The trees loomed on either side, their branches like skeletal fingers reaching out to her. But the terror stayed with her, and the whispers. They followed her, echoing in her mind. She could still hear them, faint and distant, like a ghostly chorus that refused to be silenced. A chilling reminder of the unseen terror that lurked in the shadows of the Redwood mansion. The memories of that night would haunt her forever, a dark stain on her soul that could never be erased.